now standing in front of her.
I think Reese was gesturing towards Hayes, and maybe the official thought it was to him.
I think Angel Reese was just tossed.
Well, there's her first.
So then she got out there. The social media meltdown commenced. Unbelievable. Right here. I mean, seriously. Happy Black History Month. Y'all know I had to be.
Angel Reese attempted a sly move, swiping at the ball, and Tiffany Hayes, causing her to stumble. But did she truly think no one would notice? The moment was caught, loud and clear.
On the rollout. How about Rose holding McBride with just 5 points? Reese claps her hands and reaches in with the foul.
Yeah, she slaps her. She gets some of the ball, she slaps her, and the ball hits Tiffany Hayes' knee, and Tiffany Hayes falls. Angel Reese goes and just does that. Towards Tiffany Hayes, by the way.
Reese's move wasn't just routine defense. It became the center of heated discussion. Was it deliberate or just bad luck? Either way, the response was immediate, igniting debates across social media and sports analysts. Some backed Reese, insisting that physicality is part of the game, while others criticized her, questioning her sportsmanship. In a league where every action is under the microscope, did she really think it would go unnoticed? The moment fueled controversy, leaving fans and experts divided.
Remind me now, Angel Reese did come out and say last year she was more than happy to play the villain role. Did she not? Oh, wait a minute now. You're the victim? Well, you wanted to own this. So she came out, made it about race, and got crushed.
And then, things took an even more absurd turn. Rather than accepting the obvious foul and moving on, Reese decided to put on a full-blown spectacle. The second the whistle blew, she spun around dramatically, her eyes wide with exaggerated disbelief, as if she'd been the true victim. Arms flailing, voice raised, she passionately pleaded her case to the referees, hoping to flip the narrative in her favor. But this wasn't just a quick protest. It was a full theatrical production. She stomped in frustration, gestured wildly, and threw up her hands in utter exasperation, as if she were some kind of martyr for basketball players everywhere. The sheer drama of it all had fans and analysts shaking their heads.
It happened pretty quickly. The players are super competitive, and at times that competitiveness makes them.
Yeah, why do coaches always say that everything happens super quick? Oh, damn well you saw that shot all the way through.
I understood her frustration completely. She'll just, she'll grow from that in terms of keeping her composure, because she had 15 rebounds. Who's to say she wouldn't have been able to do that in the second half and then end up having 25 to 30 rebounds? So my conversation was just, I just wanted clarity around, what she said, just so that I could have a conversation with her after the game about it. But still, it's super.
The referees weren't fooled. They saw through the exaggerated drama and stuck to the rules, refusing to be swayed. No amount of yelling, flailing arms, or over-the-top gestures could undo what had already transpired. The call was final, and there was no reversing it. Despite her best efforts to plead her case and change the officials' minds, they remained resolute, sending her off the court. It was a rare moment where theatrics couldn't override the obvious foul. Angel Reese, known for her diva-like behavior on the court, throwing elbows as though she were in a wrestling match and complaining about every call like a disgruntled customer, had finally reached a breaking point. She'd been handed more leniency than a VIP at a nightclub, skating by without consequences for far too long. But this time, the basketball gods had had enough. Justice was finally served, and she was ejected, proving that even the loudest players can't escape the rulebook forever.
The line that dot, you don't choke someone, or as long as someone doesn't punch another person, you don't choke them. There's got to be rules like that. Like, to choke someone in a rival, you should have had to punch another player, or yeah, that's about it. That's the only thing. Punching another player pretty much would should be the only thing that really deems is ejection worthy. But no, Angel Reese trash talking Tiffany Hayes got her chucked.
If you've seen Angel Reese play, you know the game always seems to be about her, as if she's the centerpiece of women's basketball. Teamwork and strategy take a backseat to the Angel Reese experience, with everyone else as mere supporting characters. When things don't go her way, she doesn't just brush it off like a professional. No, that would be too easy. Instead, we get an over-the-top spectacle, dramatic arm movements, pacing like she's plotting her next move in a game of chess, and passionately arguing with the refs as if she could somehow convince them to reverse their decision, all for the attention.
She literally got ejected and had threw a fit, a temper tantrum like a 2-year-old, threw a fit on social media, and then says, "I can't wait to get back to Chicago, man." Oh, man. It's crazy. It really...
At one point, it seemed like she was auditioning for an Oscar instead of playing basketball. The exaggerated size, the over-the-top reactions. If there were a Best Performance in a Sports Meltdown award, she'd win hands down. But the referees weren't buying it. They gave her the ejection she deserved, and finally, the game could continue without the Angel Reese drama. Perhaps, just perhaps, the world of basketball became a little quieter that day. Her theatrics may have entertained some, but the sport was better off without the unnecessary distractions.
All right, I thought this was pretty funny. Angel Reese got ejected tonight from the Unrivaled basketball game, and then here she is, just, sneaking her way back in on the sidelines.
Angel Reese's antics are nothing new. Every time something doesn't go her way, she makes a spectacle of it. Whether it's complaining about calls, forcing herself into the spotlight when she's not the center of attention, or playing the victim when things fall apart, Reese's reactions are exhausting. Her gestures, exaggerated facial expressions, and dramatic behavior give the impression of a performer putting on a show for the crowd. Unlike other players who simply brush off bad calls and refocus, Reese turns it into a spectacle. She's not just upset, she's putting on an Oscar-worthy performance. It's as though she thrives on being the focal point, even if it means blowing things out of proportion. The theatrics on the court are just too much at this point.
Hey, damn, somebody said, why are they playing in the bubble? Same thing I said, man. I can't watch Unrivaled, bro. Like, it definitely looked like bubble basketball. Somebody said Tiffany Hayes doesn't seem to like her. Yeah, Tiffany Hayes threw her hands up, pointed to the referee like, get her the hell out of here, bro. She ain't trying to deal with anything.
The only thing missing from Angel Reese's drama was background music and a slow-motion replay. But what made this moment stand out was that the refs had enough. They called a technical on her, and honestly, it was the right call. I get it. Refs make bad decisions sometimes, and frustration is natural. But there's a fine line between showing emotion and making it the centerpiece of the game. Reese crossed that line, and the refs weren't having it. Yelling at a referee has never once changed a call in sports. It's like arguing with your GPS after it's already rerouted you. The decision is made, and no amount of complaining will change it. At some point, you just have to accept it and move on, or else you risk getting more tangled in your own frustration.
I actually am defending Angel Reese. I think that was a soft-ass call. First of all those fans came out there, all 322 fans came out there to watch Angel Reese, right? Spent their hard-earned money. And you know what? I'll be so mad. I flew all the way to Miami, took a rental car to Medley to find that dinky arena and watch Angel Reese get kicked out in the second quarter. And that was a soft-ass call, by the way. That was some bull.
Here's where things take an unexpected turn. After Angel Reese was thrown out of the game, many assumed the team would crumble. Reese is often seen as the heart and soul of the squad, the leader, the motivator, the one who fuels their success. Without her, it seemed inevitable that they would lose momentum, struggle to find their rhythm, and fall apart. But what happened next completely surprised everyone. Rather than faltering, the team found a new level of intensity. They adapted, played with fire, and displayed a level of resilience that left fans and analysts in awe. Without Reese in the picture, the squad delivered one of their most impressive performances, playing like a well-oiled machine. They shared the ball with ease, creating open looks and capitalizing on every opportunity. Every possession was purposeful, and every shot was taken with confidence. The absence of Reese's distractions allowed the team to operate seamlessly, showing that they were capable of thriving without relying solely on one player. The energy was palpable, and the performance was one for the books. It was a true testament to their potential when they focused on teamwork and cohesion, proving they could rise above adversity.
Know what it is? She gets ejected, only plays 7 minutes, and her team wins. I mean, how does that happen? She had 15 rebounds. It just so happened she had 5 offensive ones and she missed 5 shots. I'm just throwing that out there. But wow. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why that happens, but the less she plays, the more successful her team.
The final score? A statement victory, 83-69. It wasn't just a win. It was a dominant performance that left no room for doubt about their ability to control the game. They played without drama, distractions, or over-the-top theatrics, just focused, disciplined basketball. This wasn't just another game. It was a revelation. It showed that when a team commits to teamwork, discipline, and shared success, they can become greater than the sum of their parts. And they did it all without Angel Reese. That's gotta sting. Imagine being labeled the star player only to watch your team perform even better when you're gone. It's almost as if Reese was never truly the key to their success in the first place.
Hi, Team Rose. Okay, let me just let y'all in on a little secret. Only the baddies can get in Team Rose. You gotta get in the villa. Baddies Club Villa. You gotta be able to get in the villa. The baddest, the flyest, hoopers, set records. We play defense.
People have been trying to compare Angel Reese to Caitlin Clark, acting like they're on the same level. But let's be honest. The numbers don't lie. Every time Caitlin Clark steps on the court, people tune in. She's not just playing the game, she's breaking records and elevating women's basketball with each performance. Her impact is undeniable, and she's consistently proving she's on a different level than most. On the other hand, Angel Reese doesn't command the same attention. She doesn't change the game the way Caitlin does, and honestly, I don't think Reese will ever match up to Clark. Caitlin's presence alone turns any game into a must-watch event. The hype surrounding her isn't just media-driven, it's backed by her stats, the level of fan engagement, and her undeniable skill. Without her, games lack the same energy. It's like Silent Night, dull and forgettable. Caitlin Clark brings the excitement, the intensity, and the high-level play that keeps audiences engaged. People don't just watch her, they need to, because she makes every game worth watching.
We've talked ticket sales and we've talked viewership. Now let's talk about regular season viewership, not draft viewership. Regular season viewership, it grew by 20% in 2023. It's grown by 180% now, which means it would take another 5 or 6 years to do what Caitlin Clark has done. So between draft day viewership, which is up 400% to 40%, between ticket sales, which is up 93% to 16%, between regular game viewership, which is up...
When Angel Reese steps onto the court, the numbers tell a different story. Viewership declines, engagement drops, and the energy surrounding the game seems to fade. It's becoming clear that she isn't the attraction she believes herself to be. Fans tune in for talent, skill, and competitive spirit, not for endless disputes with officials or theatrics that overshadow the game itself. Instead of letting her performance speak for her, Reese spends far too much time challenging calls, confronting referees, and creating unnecessary controversy. The constant comparisons between her and Caitlin Clark need to stop. Clark elevates the game, bringing excitement, precision, and a level of play that keeps fans invested. Reese, on the other hand, seems to detract from the sport, drawing attention away from the basketball with ongoing drama and questionable antics. It's clear whose impact resonates more with audiences.
To Saturday, we start getting there. Saturday coverage, 98,000 on True TV alone. On True TV alone, but they must not have counted TNT. It wasn't on TNT. It was on True TV only. Okay? It was on True TV only. So no TNT numbers, no HBO Max numbers, Lunar Owls on True TV, 118,000. Missed Rose on True TV, 76.
Angel Reese's inability to stay composed hit a new low when she became the first ever player ejected from the Unrivaled League. This was no ordinary league. It was meant to highlight the highest level of women's basketball. While others used the platform to showcase their talent and elevate the sport, Reese made history for all the wrong reasons. Instead of proving herself as a dominant force, she solidified her reputation as someone who struggles with discipline. In a league that values professionalism and skill, Reese found a way to stand out, but for all the wrong reasons. It's a tough legacy to leave in a league built to celebrate excellence.
Becomes first player ejected from Unrivaled game after arguing with officials. Reese was given 2 technical fouls while arguing a call and seemingly waving at an opposing player. So she was taunting a player.
So what happens next? Will the Rose keep Angel Reese in the starting lineup, knowing she's not actually elevating the team? Or will they bench her for future games? If they're smart, they'll recognize what just unfolded and realize they can thrive without her. Perhaps this ejection was the wake-up call they needed to move forward without the drama. Let us know in the comments what you think. If you enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe. More videos are on screen now.